A very good morning to all my students. This is once again your Srijita ma'am with your English literature class. Okay, so I hope you are all okay, staying fit and fine. I know you are feeling very much boring to stay back at home. You cannot play with your friends, you cannot come to school, you can't meet with your friends for many of the days. Yes, it is true, but nothing to do now since the situation is very bad and it is getting more worse and more worse. Right. So we need to deal with the situation. We need to protect ourselves by keeping ourselves at home as much as possible, and we need to increase our immunity power in order to survive in this world, right? So though it is very tough for us, but we need to do so, right? So it is better to keep ourselves safe, so you should do such things. You should listen to your parents. You should not force your parents to let you go out, since that is not possible, dear. You have to understand why your parents are telling to be safe, to stay at home, right? Okay, so today, students, today I will start our seventh lesson. Seventh, right? We have already done 6 chapters, right? 6 chapters means 4 chapters and 2 poems. So we have already done 6 lessons. Today we will start our seventh lesson, and that is the last lesson from the syllabus of your half yearly or your first term. Okay, I do not know when your exam will be happening, since there is no such information, and whether to have exams also in this way is possible or not, we do not know, because it is solely the decision of the school management. So we teachers do not know anything about it, but this is the last chapter from your first term syllabus. Okay, and the chapter name is The Father of Plastic Surgery. Okay, you can find out in your book. It is in page number 63. Okay, so you can find out this chapter in your book. You can read the story by your own, but today I will start discussing about the chapter, and as I do generally, I prefer to discuss about the introductory part of the story, means from which the story I've started, what is all about the story, what is the summary of the story. That portion I want to discuss with you first, and then I continue to the textual part. So the same thing also I will do for this story also. So try to listen, try to understand, and if you cannot understand, I'm always there for you in the online classes or in the Google Classroom. Wherever you feel like to ask me anything, you can ask there. Okay, though you know that in these days I'm becoming I am not having so much time, since I need to rush here and there. You know very well, you know my condition, but then also, as much as it is possible by me, I will be available for you, and I will try to answer your questions whenever I will get time. Okay, so don't worry about it. I am, this much I can say, that I am always there for you. From the very beginning I was there for you, and this whole year you will be getting me, don't worry. I am there for you. Okay, so let us start. It is the story about the father of plastic surgery. Now, the students, you must be hearing about this type of terms in science or in the internet or from your parents' mouth or some relatives' mouth, that surgery. Surgery means a type of operation, right? A doctor, now the doctor does some operations, that is surgery. And plastic surgery, students, you must be knowing these type of terms. Plastic surgery is actually, or if you want to say in simple language, or if you want to understand in simple language, plastic surgery means replacement of something with the other. Okay, you can find so many informations or so many examples upon whom this plastic surgery have been done in India or in some other countries. You can find out in the internet. You will get so many informations regarding it. Plastic surgery have been done in order to replace something, some part of the skin with something else. Okay, suppose it may happen that uh, you may heard sometimes that somebody's a person's some particular portion of the skin may get burnt or something like that. If it gets burnt, so in order to improve or in order to recover that particular thing, plastic surgery can be done in order to replace that burnt skin to a proper skin, to a good skin. So that is replacement. Okay, I'm just giving a small example, though I do not know so many things regarding uh, plastic surgery, since it can be only possible by the doctors. They know very well, but for reading the textual part, for reading the story, this much information is enough for us. Okay, so it is the story all about plastic surgery, right? And as the story name is the father of plastic surgery, the father means the inventor. You may have heard about such questions or some important notes in GK also, na, or in science also, that the father of this thing, the father of that thing. That means what? The father means the inventor, who has invented, who has discovered such a thing. So, the father of plastic surgery. So, there must be a person who is called the father of plastic surgery. Right, this much is clear to you, right? So, this particular story is about plastic surgery, and it is about the father who has invented the story, who has invented plastic surgery long and long years back. Okay, and who is this father? The father's name is, or the inventor's name is Sushruta. Sushruta was a famous person in the early times who was a saint. Who was a saint means, holy people, right? So, this particular person, although he was a saint, although he was a holy person, he became capable of researching, of inventing such things, such medical instruments, by which he has ultimately invented plastic surgery. He was the first person in historical science who has invented this plastic surgery. Okay. So, this particular man, Sushruta, was an ancient Indian. Remember, he was an Indian. Sushruta was an ancient Indian physician. Physician means doctor. He was considered, he is, till now, he is considered the father of plastic surgery. Okay, so Sushruta was an ancient means of early past, early times. Okay, ancient Indian physician means doctor. He is considered the father of plastic surgery. He lived in India sometime between 1000 or 800 BC. You know what is BC? Before Christ? You must be knowing the time before Christ, the period before Christ. Before Christ means before Christ has taken birth. So he was previous to that time. He was such a person of such early times. Okay. So he lived in India sometime between 1000 and 800 BC and is responsible for the advancement of medicine in ancient India. Okay, so he lived in India, and that is also sometime between 1000 and 800 BC. That means before Jesus Christ has taken birth, before that time, and is very much responsible for the advancement means for the development of medicine, of medical science in ancient India, in early times of India. Okay, Sushruta was an Indian physician who wrote one of the world's earliest works on medicine and surgery and is therefore regarded as the father of Indian medicine and the father of plastic surgery. So, can you understand how this person was? Sushruta was not only an Indian physician, but he wrote one of the world's earliest works, one of the world's earliest works upon what? Upon medicine and surgery. He has written a book. Okay, this you will come to know the name of the book. It is written in the book also, and I will also tell you. He has written a book, and this book was one of the world's earliest work. Okay, and this whole book is fully written about medicines and surgery. Okay, and is therefore regarded as the father of Indian medicine and the father of plastic surgery. Therefore, this particular man, Sushruta, is being considered as the father of Indian medicine and the father of plastic surgery. Okay. During the 6th century BCE, an Indian physician named Sushruta, widely regarded as the father of Indian medicine and the father of plastic surgery, wrote one of the world's earliest works on medicine and surgery. So, during what time? During the 6th century BCE. Again, BCE means before Christ, and E for era. Era means period, that particular time. Okay, so during the 6th century BCE, an Indian physician named Sushruta, widely famous as the father of Indian medicine and father of plastic surgery, wrote one of the world's earliest book, that is on medicine and surgery. Okay, so this person Sushruta lived in the ancient city of Kashi, now known as Varanasi or Benares. You must be hearing this place name, right? Benares. So, and previously it was known as Kashi. So this person, Shushruta, lived in the ancient city of Kashi, now known as Varanasi or Benares, in the northern part of India. Okay. He was famous for inventing and developing surgical procedures. Now, see how famous he was. He was famous for inventing or discovering and developing surgical procedures. Procedures means the process of a particular treatment. Okay. His work on the subject, the Sushruta Samhita, is considered the oldest text in the world on plastic surgery and is highly regarded as one of the best books on Ayurvedic medicine. So, I have told you previously now that uh, he wrote a book that is one of the world's earliest works upon medicine and surgery, and this particular book's name is Sushruta Samhita. Okay, you will find this name in your book also. So his work on the subject means on his subject, the Sushruta Samhita is considered the oldest text in the world on plastic surgery and is highly regarded as one of the best books on Ayurvedic medicine. Okay, so this much you can understand, no? So that all his studies, all his researches, all his inventions are all all about Ayurvedic medicines. Okay, on upon Ayurvedas, right? So this is all about. This is all about means this. The story is all about Sushruta, how he has discovered, how he has invented such a process, such a treatment like plastic surgery, his medicine, his medical knowledge, and how he has invented, how he has used such things. So that is all about written in the text that you have. Okay. So now all of you follow your book. It is page number 63, as I have told before. You can take a pencil also to mark the important lines. So now I'm starting with the textual part. Okay, so follow the book. As far back as 400 BC, Indian surgeons were famous for their skill in performing all kinds of operations. Okay, as far back as 400 BC means much more years before Jesus Christ has taken birth. Indian surgeon means the doctors who perform operations, those who do such operations. Indian surgeons were very much famous for their skill in performing all kinds of operations. Okay, they could remove cataracts from blind eyes. Now students, have you heard about cataracts? Cataract is, you can heard about cataract operation from your grandfathers or grandmothers if you have in your houses. This particular cataract is a disease of an eye. Okay, cataract is the cloudy cover in front of the eyeball of the eyes. You may have seen in your grandparents' eyes that some portion of the black eyeball seems whitish or grayish in color, so it is becoming cataract. Okay, it is a disease that happens in old ages in the eye. Okay, So sergeants or the doctors at that time, in the previous time, in far before 100 BCs, they could remove cataracts from blind eyes. So they have the ability at that time only to remove cataract, such diseases, from the blind eyes. Okay. They could operate on the intestines. They could operate on the intestines. Now you must be knowing intestines, students. You are reading in class 5. You know now small intestines, large intestines in human body. Okay. So they could operate on the intestines, means those surgeons of early times have the ability had the ability at that time only to operate on intestines. Okay. They were experts in plastic surgery and could actually give people new noses by removing some skin from their cheeks and joining it to the nose. So, can you understand how capable they were at that time also? They were so experts in plastic surgery. Plastic surgery means an operation by which someone's face or body that has been damaged or burnt can be repaired. So, as I have told, it is an operation by which someone's face or body that has been damaged or burnt can be repaired. Okay. So, they were those early people, those surgeons of early times. They were so experts that in plastic surgery that they could actually give people new noses. New noses means repair the noses. If there is a cut, if there is a burnt or something like that, they can give people new noses by removing some skin, some portion of the skin from their cheeks and joining it to the nose. Maybe some portion of the nose get damaged or get burnt. So what they used to do, they used to take some portion of the skin from anywhere of the body or from the cheeks itself and join it to the nose. That is repairing. Okay, and that is what plastic surgery known as. Okay. So at that time, so many years back, Indian surgeons were very much expert and famous enough to do such treatments. Right. We know about surgery in ancient India from the Sushruta Samhita. Now, from where we are coming to know about all these surgeries of ancient India? From the book that is named Sushruta Samhita. Remember, the book name is Sushruta Samhita. The person's name is only Sushruta, who has invented so many things. Okay. So, we know about surgery in ancient India from the Sushruta Samhita. Okay. This book, written in Sanskrit, you know there is a language called Sanskrit. So this book is written in Sanskrit, contains the teachings of a remarkable man, and that is Sushruta. So this book is written in Sanskrit and it contains the teachings of a remarkable person, of a famous person, and who it is? Sushruta. Okay. In fact, Arabian, Persian, and Latin translations of the Sushruta Samhita helped countries all over Europe and West Asia to train skillful doctors. Now, can you imagine how informative that particular book is at that time also? The writings of the book or the articles of the book are being translated means, the book language was Sanskrit. It is being converted to some other languages, that is Arabian or Persian or Latin, of the writings of the book, and it has helped countries all over Europe and West Asia to train skillful doctors at that time, means in the early past times. Okay. However, Sushruta and the doctors of his time thought that book learning was of very little use by itself. So, can you understand what Sushruta and the doctors of that particular time used to think? Sushruta and the doctors of his time, the other doctors of his time, thought that book learning was of very little use by itself. Means they used to think that book learning is not enough to practice. To book learning is not enough to learn. Okay. In order to be good surgeons, they needed to learn by actually performing operations. So, what they used to believe, in order to be or in order to become good surgeons, they needed to learn by actually performing operations. Means they actually need to operate, they actually need to practice. So this now, until and unless you practice anything, you cannot learn that particular thing so smoothly. So that is the thing thought by Sushruta and the other doctors of that time. They used to think that book learning is not enough at all. Until and unless they can practice, they can perform operations of that particular thing, they will not understand everything. Okay. This was not easy, but performing operations was not so easy. Not many people were willing to let a surgeon try various operations on their bodies. Now, can you understand how can this be so easy? If they want to apply such operations, or if they want to practice such operations, they have to do upon some people. But why will those people will allow? Isn't it so? So this was not so easy. Not many people were willing to let a surgeon try various operations on their bodies. So such people of that time do not allow to perform various operations upon their bodies. So it is not possible also, and it is not so easy also to perform operations, right? So the young doctors thought of other ways. So the young doctors thought of some other ways to use. What are those? Let's see. We could learn the art of cutting through flesh by molding wax on wooden boards, said one. Now, see, what is the new idea they are thinking of? We could learn the art of cutting through flesh, means now the doctors, the surgeons, those who need to operate, those who need to do some operations, they need to cut some flesh, right? So what they, instead of cutting the flesh, instead of practicing upon the flesh, what they used to do instead of it, they decided that they can do it by molding wax, by making wax on wooden boards, by melting, sorry, not by melting, by shaping wax can be shaped if it is softer, right? So they want to do it by shaping the wax on wooden boards, said one. Okay, this is one way of practicing without cutting the flesh of a person's body. Okay. Or on cucumbers, gourds, watermelons, and other soft fruit, suggested others. Now they can also practice it upon cucumbers or gourds or watermelons and other soft fruit which can be cut out through. Okay, so in order to practice, they can use such vegetables or fruits, right? Their knives cut skillfully through the wax shapes and fruits that had been covered with wax. Now their knives means they used to use such knives which cut skillfully through the wax shapes that they have made, and fruits that have been covered with wax. So they used to cut through the wax upon the fruits or upon the wax shapes in order to practice. Right. Shushruta told them, "You can learn how to tie good bandages by working on the bodies of life size dolls stuffed with linen." Now, what Shushruta has advised, Shushruta told them means the other doctors, those who want to practice, that you can learn how to tie good bandages, means they can learn how to tie good bandages. You know, not tying of bandages. If you get a cut in your hand or your legs, it can be tied by bandages. Your parents usually do such things with you, right? So you can learn. The Shushruta is telling that they can learn how to tie good bandages by working on the bodies of life-size dolls. Life-size dolls means human-sized dolls. Dolls having the shape and size of like us. Okay, life-size dolls stuffed with linen. Stuffed with linen means stuffed with cotton, coarse cotton cloth. See, it is written in the meaning portion. Coarse means rough. Coarse cotton cloth. So stuffed with linen. Such dolls we can use, which is almost of human size, that is life size dolls, and we can put bandages upon it in order to practice. Okay, practice teaches on leather and cloth. He has also advised that we can practice teaches means stitching, right, on leather and on cloth. So they can practice stitches on leather materials and on cloth. Okay. Shushruta showed them a clever way of learning how to extract teeth. See, every operational works have been invented by Shushruta at that time only, and he is making out a way how these particular things can be practiced. Okay, Shushruta then suggested that a clever way of learning how to extract teeth. You know now that you also sometimes faces problem in teeth. Your parents also sometimes faces some problems in teeth, and they need to extract. They need to take the doctors need to take the teeth out from their mouth, right? So how to extract teeth also, for that learning also Shushruta has advised something. What is that? The student doctors practiced first by drawing out seeds from thick jackfruit pulp, and later by pulling out teeth from the jaws of dead animals. Now, can you understand how they have practiced? The student doctors means the doctors, those who are learning. They are students. You are also learning, so you are also students. Whenever I am also learning something, I am also a student. So the doctors, those who are learning, they are students also. So the student doctors practiced first by drawing out seeds from the thick jackfruit pulp. You know jackfruit, right? So they have first practiced by drawing out means taking out seeds from thick jackfruit pulp. Okay, and later they have practiced by pulling out teeth from the jaws of dead animals. So can you understand their ways of practicing their lessons? Okay, Shushruta described the art of tying up a torn earlobe. Shushruta also have described of tying up means to tie a torn earlobe. Earlobe means if a particular portion of the ear, if it is torn. So how to tie that also Sushruta has advised. It should be practiced, he said, by binding the broken stem of a lotus lily. Now, what he has said? He has said in order to tie bandages on torn earlobes, they need to practice. How they will do? By binding the broken stem of a lotus lily. So, by binding the broken stem of a plant, and that is of lotus lily. So, the way it has to be tied, it has to be binded or tied on the same way it has to be tied on the earlobes. Okay, he demonstrated how the art of cleaning small passages could be practiced on rotten wood. So he also showed them the path how the art of cleaning small passages. Cleaning small passages means it can happen in your body also, that a particular portion has to be cleaned off. Means if it is cut and it is to prevent the infection, it has to be cleaned first. So cleaning such small passages could be practiced on rotten wood, the wood that is rotten, that is destroyed, damaged. So cleaning that particular thing is similar to clean small passages. Okay, so Sushruta has invented or has advised his fellow doctors or doctors of that particular time of how to use several other things in order to practice medical things. Right? So, students, today I will teach till this much. I will not go beyond this portion. You will not understand so many things together. So, today till this much. Try to learn, try to understand the portion of the story. So, thank you, class. Thank you, my students.